This is a 2006 Kia Sportage with a 2.7 liter V6. I'm going to show you parts and items required to install a bypass belt to bypass the AC compressor, which is also known as the air compressor for the air conditioning system. Bearing on this one went out, and when it did, took the serpentine belt out. So when that happens, you've got about an hour, if you have a decent battery, before this engine will shut down. And no worries, it will not overheat because the water pump is driven off of the timing belt. So there is the shaft for the AC compressor. So when this thing flew apart, parts went flying everywhere, half of which are still inside the interstate, about 500 miles behind us here. I've got a drawing that I've got laid out here. This is the power steering pump. Down on the bottom is the crankshaft. So if you look at it like this, there's the power steering pulley, there's the crank pulley. So these are all the pulley configurations as far as how they're laid out on the engine. So the standard belt configuration would go around this way. A bypass belt would go this way. So as soon as this car shuts down, I'd recommend going straight to an auto zone where they will have the parts and they will have the tools to help you. In order to do this job, you're going to need a 10mm, a 13mm socket with a ratchet and a short extension, and you'll need a 3/8 ratchet for the tensioner. So the first thing you want to do is here's the belt. This belt is the same one that fits a Hyundai Tucson, the bypass for it, which is the same motor that's in the Kia Sportage. And the reason they don't offer a belt for the Sportage is because that pump came stock. It's not an option as far as not to have an AC compressor. So what you want to do is take your 10mm bolts out of your cover here. You got 4 of them, 2 on the back, 2 on the front, to give you better access to the side. And then you want to take the 13mm socket and remove this tensioner. You got a bolt on the top side up in here, and you got one down on the bottom. And then what you won't have to do is if you see the belt grooves are on the top here, you want to take the tensioner out, and you'll have to pre-install the new belt into the tensioner and then reinstall the tensioner. And then once you get everything in place, you want to make sure that that belt is installed properly into the grooves. It shouldn't be overhanging any of the pulleys. And then there's a square head, 3/8 hex head in that tensioner. What you'll do is you'll stick your hand down through here, and you'll take that ratchet and you'll push it downward to basically to provide additional tension so you can install that belt over all the pulleys. It's about a 15-20 minute project. So I'll show you the configuration again. The solid line is what the new belt's going to look like. And then again, there's your tools. And then here is the belt. So this belt came from Napa. They can cross-reference it and get you an AutoZone. Again, I'd go to AutoZone and get this done where they have the tools and the parts. And if you decide to get this fixed on the side of the road, you're looking anywhere between $400 and $600 for that pump. And you're looking, if you take it to a dealer, you're looking at about $1,800 to $2,500. It's going to take them a few days. You're going to need a rental car, and that's probably not going to be conducive for you if you're side of the road, you're traveling, you're trying to get somewhere. So another option is if you didn't have or capabilities of doing any of this, is buy you a generator, and if you want to be redneck, and set it on top of your vehicle and run 12 volts charger over to that battery. Because what's going to happen is since you don't have that alternator running, your car is basically running on borrowed time, usually about an hour. Good luck to you. Hope it works out for the best for you.